The One Micronesia Podcast is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Hafide, Mogasin, and Rananim. Welcome to the One Micronesia Podcast. And in this episode, I am so excited, so stoked to sit down with these two amazing ladies who are doing such an amazing job, both being moms, because they're super moms. At the same time, they have their own business and they're doing what they're putting out, and at the same time what they're working towards, or the proceeds or the project that they're working on is going towards a great cause. And we'll get to learn about that coming up in just a little bit as we cruise through this interview. But as always, when we start the podcast, we get to know our guests. We make sure that the viewers out there, the listeners, if you're listening on radio, we'll get to know who they are. So this is where we start, and this is where I want to start. So ladies, again, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. So with me here today are the two behind MJ Made Projects. You can find them on Instagram. We'll find out more about that coming up. But I do have May, and I also have Jen here on the podcast. Ladies, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited. Thank you.
All right. And so let's get started. So there's two of you. So we'll start with May and then Jen. So May, first off, quick introduction. Tell us, more about you, where you're from, what you do, stuff like that.
Hi, guys. My name is Hiromi May George. I'm a stay-home mom right now. I'm from the island of Chuuk, and I was born and raised here in Guam.
Hi, guys. I'm Jennifer Villarreal. I'm newly married, so I'm still getting used to that. I'm from the island of Chuuk, Utut, and my dad is Filipino, so I'm half Filipino. I'm a mother of a 1-year-old, and I work at Pacific Grocers. I just started, but I was a stay-at-home mom too for like a year. Before
we get to know what MJ Projects is, let's talk about your experiences, the both of you. How did it all start with, I don't know, makeup, photography, or let's start with May.
Well, I was just doing like a side hustle, and taking pictures was something that I enjoyed doing. And it was pretty much to just have fun, get something out of my mind, and leave the house once in a while. Yeah. That was pretty much the starting for me with photography.
And Jen?
I don't have any experience with makeup. I mean, on myself, I did makeup on myself. But this year, with this specific project, was the first time that I actually, worked on other people for our girls, our models. So, yeah, this is our first project ever.
Nice. And, I think I'm just going to step out just a little bit from topic and just talk about you both, because before we get to the project itself, I did introduce yourself as, hardworking moms who are doing a lot for their families. So let's talk about how is being a mom to how's just being a mom in general? Like, Jen, you said you're just a mom, just being a mom for the first time. And then, May, you have, beautiful kids. So talk about being a mom, being from the FSM and being a mom here on Guam.
So my he's 1. I had him in the States, actually. I wanted him to experience the island where I grew up. So I was actually born in Chuuk, and then I moved out here when I was 6. So I really wanted him to experience, our big family, the island. The States is awesome, but I really wanted him to have that same thing that I had growing up. Yeah.
The May?
I have 3 kids, a 4-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So there's no gap in between. They're all just growing up with each other. But I find it really hard to be a mom, a stay-home mom, especially for 3 toddlers. And it's kind of fun in a way.
It has its fun parts.
Yeah. Right. But it's stressful. It's really stressful.
Yeah, it's hard. It is a job. Staying at home, like people make it seem like, oh, you just stay at home. You're not doing anything, but you're doing something all the time. So, yeah, it's awesome to grow up on the island and to be able to like, take your kids to the beach and release some stress and let them, be themselves.
Grow up with their cousins.
Yeah. I think growing up on the island is amazing because you can be around your family.
Take a break and we'll be right back. You're watching the One Micronesia Podcast. We're brought to you by Docomo Pacific. It's better together.
It only gets better with more. Customize and save with the fastest internet speeds in the Marianas by adding mobile, phone, and TV to your bundle with Business Bundles Plus. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
Hafide, Mogatine, and Ranim. We're back. One Micronesia Podcast, and I'm still here with the two amazing, lovely ladies from Chuk. It's May, it's Jen, and they're all about MJ made projects. So let's start there. How did it all start? The idea of to start a business like this. Tell me more about it.
I think so. Mimi had already been doing her photography work when I came back from the States, and I really liked her, her style, how she does things. So we got together. We're best friends. We've been best friends since sixth grade. So we got together and we were just like, catching up, and then we decided to work on something together to, just do something good and fun and modern for our culture.
Something that we won't be bored of because we're trying to do this like every year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something that we can continually, do and get better at. So yeah.
And there was a lot of cause behind why we do what we wanted to do. And it was mostly choosing photography and the calendar and doing makeup and all that, because we really want to give back to Chuk one of these days.
Yeah, we want to strive to be, to be able to do those things for our islands.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're just getting started.
I know. Hey, keep going. Don't stop. Let's talk about for those who don't know, or maybe have stumbled on your page and probably would have thought, oh, it's a photography page. But then there was makeup. They're like, oh, is this photography and makeup together? So what is MJ Made Projects?
So the reason why we called it projects was because we didn't have a specific thing that we wanted to be. We wanted to be, different things. If we decided to do something else other than the calendars, we would, lean towards that, or, just whatever was creative and that was driven, like, giving us motivation and made us feel driven to do it. And I think that's why we called it projects, because we didn't just want to stick to one simple thing. So yes, I know it seemed kind of all over the place, makeup and photography, but we're trying to tie it all together in some way.
That's nice. I mean, because that's good to always keep it open, right? Because that way you can work on different projects. So that way, not just like you said, photography or makeup or makeup photography, and add something to that or add another thing onto it. So it's a growing business. It's a growing business, and I love how you guys kept it open. So that way, you can nurture and flourish and do amazing things with the projects. That's awesome. Let's talk about the different roles that each of you play. So Mimi is more of photography, and then Jen, you're more of the makeup, or is it vice versa? You both
more styling. I made the lays for the girls. We chose.
She also did their hair.
Their hair, their makeup, their outfits. We provided all of that for our models. So yeah, just a lot of like the styling, the creative, everything. We're both, collaborating on the creative side, but I guess what more artsy. I don't know how to describe it really.
I mean, it works and it blends because, you know, Jen comes in with the whole, let's dress the models up, and she has the lace, she has the makeup, and then May comes in with the camera, and then boom, you know, you come out with an amazing pic, not just a dull picture, but you come out with a well taken picture with the person on the other side being well, like, you know, with makeup and everything, which actually makes the picture 10 times as much better as if you taken a normal picture. So that's awesome.
I just want to add, the photos in our calendars are not edited. They're just straight from the camera to the laptop, and not edited. So kudos to
That's
we wanted to keep it that way too. We wanted to, you know, whatever imperfections or, you know, we wanted to leave it and just be what it is.
So you left it as its natural beauty, as the first, like at that first snap, that it is what it is. Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome. And you know, it's amazing that you guys told me this, because if you never told me, I would have thought the pictures were edited, you know? So this also goes to show that you guys are all about showing natural beauty, because photographers, yes, they want to take an amazing pictures, and they would take that amazing picture, but it's always this itch to throw it into Photoshop or to Lightroom and to add color and to bring everything alive. But you guys are doing it. That's amazing. To just that first snap, and that's it. It is what it is. So going into the next question, what inspires your work? And I think this is really key to really letting the people know, like, oh, these two are not just out here trying to make money, but they're doing it with a passion.
What inspires you?
What inspired? Well, the stories in Chu, because our photos has meanings. Every girl brings a story from each island, so that was what inspired us to do what we did.
Yeah, just all the very like positive parts of our culture, the stories that we hear. You know, a lot of it, some of the stuff that are in the calendar, they're kind of controversial. Like some Chinese people, when they see it, they might not like it, or, you know, they might be offended by it. But we wanted to take something kind of taboo or negative and turn it into something beautiful. And, you know, it's part of us. It's part of our culture. It's the reason why we hear it and we say it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, Oman, there's an island called Oman. They tease Oman people, like Naivisi said. There was a story about a woman who tried to put lemon in the sea and
try to drink it.
And make lemonade. Oh no, she was trying to, I think, like
it's something that we do for Chinese people. I don't know if you guys do it, but
with salt and lemon.
We put salt and water, and then we put lemon. It's good. It's so yummy with guano.
That's what she tried to do, and then we tried to incorporate that into this picture.
Oh,
so, yeah, that's why she's squeezing a lemon in the water
in the ocean.
Yeah.
Wow, more like Salt Bay the ocean with the lemon.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna get to that calendar, and we're gonna take a break, and we'll come back and we'll go all out about your projects. That calendar is one of the biggest ones. But let's talk about some of the difficulties that you guys encountered along the way with this MJ made project.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna get a little personal.
Hey, go for it. Do it.
I think the most difficult part for me is because I'm kind of I'm very sensitive. And throughout like starting off, I think no one really believed that we were gonna do a calendar. So it was really hard to find girls, and people were like, oh no, it's okay. That was kind of a hard part for me, because I take things personal. Like if someone was to ask me for help, I'll help.
Yeah, she's very giving. Yeah, I think for me it was like being away from my son, because he was so young throughout this year that we started to work on this project. And I think scheduling times with the girls, that was kind of hard, because everybody has, lives. So yeah, we have 11 girls. that worked on it. So it was kind of hard to schedule everyone.
So, guys, we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about that calendar and talk about other projects that you guys might have in the works for, I'm not going to say in 2021 because we're pretty much at the end of 2021, maybe in 2022. So we'll find out what's next in stores for MJ Made projects. You're watching the One Micronesia Podcast, being brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
It only gets better with more. Customize and save with the fastest internet speeds in the Marianas by adding mobile, phone, and TV to your bundle with Business Bundles Plus. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
Hafaday, Mugitin, Rananim, and we're back. One Micronesia Podcast. We're right at the end here, but let's talk about it. So we talked about them. Talked about what they do, their passion and what they're all about. And then we also talked about literally what they're all about, which is MJ Made Projects, a company that they started up. And that was amazing to hear the backstory and everything. And then now let's talk about something that they've actually put out and they released it. I remember I saw it on Instagram. They celebrated the release of a calendar. So, ladies, let's talk about it. The calendar, the work. Let's talk about the work that you guys have to go through. Let's talk about the release. Let's talk about, and then we'll talk about the responses from the public. So let's start with the work to make the calendar.
It started at my house.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it's
We were just like talking about how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna give back? How do we put our names out there and without being boring?
Something creative and outside of the box. That's so cliche, but yeah, something a little bit different, I think the idea came to me when I see my mom's calendar, and she's Chuukese, so she's, she speaks English, but I know that she would really appreciate a Chuukese calendar with, the days and the months in Chuukese. So I think that's what kind of like gave me the idea. And then I came to her and I was like, what do you think about, for every month, if we, chose a girl from a specific island and they represent that, and then we'll choose a story or like a scenario that kind of represents that island. So yeah, that's how everything came together. The idea.
That's awesome. So let's talk about that calendar, because before we took a break, May showed us a picture, and then you guys told us a story of the lemon into the ocean, and then you guys literally depicted that, and you took a picture. So when for somebody's first time buying the calendar, right? So what can they expect when they get the calendar from the front page all the way to the back?
So it actually comes, it's packaged. It's brand new, no scratches because it's protected.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all the girls are, holding up the Chuukese flag. We love Micronesia, all the islands, but we wanted to start off small from where we're from. We didn't want to expand before. We wanted to get to know our island first because we did grow up in Guam, and we wanted to do Chuuk first before we get to any other island. So in the front, you'll see the girls holding the Chuukese flag.
Nice.
If you want us to go through each,
it's up to you, or you can just it's up to you, or you can just talk about some of the main ones, and then because that way we're not giving it away. So somebody who's watching right now, like we don't spoil it for them.
Show this one,
So for March is on March 1st, right?
It's Women's Empowerment Day.
National Day.
Women's National Day.
Day. National Women's Day.
So we wanted to do, all the girls in traditional wear. Because the other photos, they're wearing, modern clothing. So we wanted to also showcase, our moves, alugos, pirak. We wanted to wear those. It has a little quote on there. It says, it means empower all the women in our lives, our mothers, our sisters, and our daughters. So that's one main thing that we really wanted to show.
For somebody who's watching this for the first time, they're like, oh, I need to get one of those calendars, So you guys did an amazing job. Oh, don't worry. Hopefully after this airs, hopefully people out there will reach out to you guys on the Instagram, the DMs, and try to get a calendar. And I think they should, because they that's how they're supporting local. And wait, what a way to segue, support. So let's talk about proceeds from this. And I know May went on. I saw one of her posts talking about, people probably questioning what you guys are doing and where the funds are going. But at the same time, the proceeds will go to a great cause. And let's talk about that.
So when we started this calendar, we started because we wanted to help. We wanted to give back. And our first, the angel giving tree, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so the main reason why we really wanted to work on something was to, do something for our community or for our people in any little way that we can. So we wanted to, for 20% of what we gained from this calendar, we wanted to give it to the Angel Tree program. And they, I believe they gift kids whose parents are incarcerated. And, we understand that there's a lot of our Chuukese people that are in prison, and, they can't be with their families or gift to their children on Christmas, and they still deserve Christmas presents. So that's why we chose that program to donate.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we're just going to close out with the last messages and where you can find MJ Made Projects and how you can get your hand on that amazing, beautiful, awesome calendar that Jen and May had put together. So we'll be back after this. We're watching the One Micronesia Podcast, being brought to you by Docomo Pacific. It's better together.
It only gets better with more. Customize and save with the fastest internet speeds in the Marianas by adding mobile, phone, and TV to your bundle with Business Bundles Plus. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
Hafide, Mogatin, and Rananim. And we're back here with the last part of the podcast where we kind of close it out with the last messages and where to find these two amazing ladies on Instagram, or where to find their company so you can get that calendar, that beautiful, amazing calendar that's pretty much all in Chuukese. It's really good. Those quotes too are amazing. All right. So let's close it out here with May and Jen. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Before we close out, a message to all your supporters, family, especially, because, I think family is your number one supporter, and friends watching the podcast right now.
I just want to give thanks to Taka, James, and Tay, because they're the one that inspired us to do photography, especially me. And shout out to my brother, because he was always there for advice. Stanley Kuta. And pretty much just everybody who supported us throughout this whole calendar.
And who's been buying.
Yeah.
And if we could just say a quick message for the Chuukese people. Kiriso Taku, Gary Very Sit, Freddy, Hadinis, Metong, Fa, Advertise City Rote Karanter, Urused, Mokutukatika, Kokot, Nokti Petakison, usar tipe sigaw se tipe gari meron se kalanderga. We just love you guys so much, and thank you for all the supporters and those people who have been sharing and buying. Thank you.
Awesome. And then real quick last message to this is to the young Micronesian, young FSM, young Chuukese girls watching this podcast right now, and I've seen that you guys are doing amazing things and are feeling very inspired right now to do anything, maybe photography, maybe makeup, maybe to further their education, or maybe to do or have thoughts like, or pretty much have opened the doors to them that, hey, you can do whatever you set your mind to and your goals, and you can do these. A message to them.
We were just the same girls. We grew up, very poor, and never thinking that we would be able to make something like this. We at some points we're like, we just can't wait to finish this, to prove to ourselves that, we can actually do it. So yeah, anybody out there can do it. If we could do something like this, something small like this, then you can do it.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you guys so much. Before I let you guys go, where can people go find you on social media?
You can hit me up at May on Facebook or Instagram. And then, of course, MJ Made Projects on Instagram only.
And Jennifer Villarreal Fimuan, my Facebook.
All
but
right.
Definitely follow MJ Made Projects because we got more coming.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is just the beginning, like you guys said.
It's just the beginning.
Well, ladies, I'm super excited to see what's next for you guys. And like I said, the podcast is here for you guys. So if whatever projects you guys come up with next, hit me up and we'll definitely get you guys back on here to promote not the business side of things, but to promote how amazing we all can be when we, when we put our minds to things, and we can definitely pull out such amazing things and do amazing things. I think that's key. So ladies, thank you guys so much. For coming on the podcast.
So thank you. I don't know how to say thank you in Yuppies. How do you say it?
It's kamagad.
Kamagad.
There you go.
Oh.
Right there.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Yap, so.
Well, thank you guys so much. It was such an amazing talk. Very inspiring. You guys watching the podcast right now, if I were you, I hit that follow button on the MJ Made Projects on the Instagram. Hit them in the DM. Get a calendar. Support local. Support FSM. Support Micronesia. That's how you do it. So, guys, thank you so much. That pretty much concludes another episode of the One Micronesia Podcast. My name is Victorious, and all I got to say is peace.